And speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever will be moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark's impact is undeniable. Whether people love her or not, she fills arenas, drives ticket sales, and elevates viewership like few others. The Chicago Sky's decision to move games to the United Center when the Fever visit isn't about favoritism. It's simply good business. Angel Reese may not be thrilled about it, but the fact remains that Clark's star power is in a league of its own. The truth may not be easy to accept, but the numbers speak for themselves.
Well, what I do realize is that as of right now, no other Chicago Sky game have been moved to the United Center, except for one, Indiana Fever.
When a phenom enters the league and forces teams to change venues because 10,000 seats aren't enough, that's more than just star power. It's economic reality. The Indiana Fever shattered records last season, drawing nearly 341,000 fans to Gainbridge Fieldhouse, while Angel Reese's Chicago Sky aren't even in the same conversation. Yet she seems convinced they share equal responsibility for growing the game. We've got all the screenshots, sales numbers, and receipts behind this arena controversy, one that has Angel absolutely furious.
So it looks like the Chicago Sky have finally done what we've been asking for, which was to schedule the games against the Fever at the United Center. And also, in case you weren't already aware, the United Center is the biggest basketball arena in the country. Both home games against the Fever have been scheduled at the United Center.
Did you notice how fast the Chicago Sky announced they're moving only the Indiana Fever games to the United Center? Let's break down what that really means. The Sky just made a major announcement that has the WNBA world buzzing. They're relocating two specific games in the 2025 season to the legendary United Center. And which games are those? Both matchups against Caitlyn Clark and the Indiana Fever. This isn't just a random venue change. It's a statement that speaks volumes.
When Caitlyn coming to town, man, all these teams are going to cash in on that. It's just the nature of the business at this point. One fan saying, let's go Fever, taking over the United Center. I can't wait. The Angel Reese effect? No. They know better than to leave free money on the table when the face card comes to town. Yeah, man, because we remember last time Caitlyn Clark was there, bro, the arena erupted.
What makes this decision so interesting is the timing. The Sky spent the entire 2024 season at the 10,000-seat Wintrust Arena, never once opting for a bigger venue, even when their own rookie, Angel Reese, took the court. Despite all the talk about her drawing massive crowds, the organization never felt the need to make a move. But now, with Caitlyn Clark and the Fever coming to town, that suddenly changes.
It seems the Chicago Sky have had to move two of their home games to a larger facility, a larger basketball facility. I'm sure, no doubt, this is the Angel Reese effect. I've got no doubts, no qualms. There's nothing. She even told me herself right here that it's not just one other player. It's because of her.
Now, suddenly, with Clark coming to town, Sky president Adam Fox is talking about rewarding fans' passion and dedication. He even said the Chicago Sky fans have consistently shown up for the team in the city, and we want to reward their passion and dedication by bringing this excitement to an expanded capacity. But hold on. If this is really about loyal Sky fans, why only for these two specific games? What makes these matchups so different from all the others?
One of the hottest tickets in the WNBA, Caitlyn Clark, coming back to the city that she owns, coming back to Chicago after Chicago gave her such a warm welcome last year. They threw Barbie night for Caitlyn Clark's arrival. They gave her pink towels. The fans were lined up on the side. She was signing autographs. How is Chicago going to welcome Caitlyn Clark this next year around? How are they going to top Barbie night in a 9,000-seat arena? Well, easy. We moved Barbie night to a 21,000-seat arena.
The numbers reveal a truth that few want to say out loud. The United Center holds nearly 21,000 fans for basketball, more than double the capacity of Wintrust Arena. This isn't just a simple venue change, it's a business decision that highlights an undeniable reality about star power in the WNBA.
This is the motion that the Indiana Fever / Caitlyn Clark has.
And Chicago isn't the only team making this move. Look around the league. The Washington Mystics, Las Vegas Aces, Atlanta Dream, and Connecticut Sun have all done the same, relocating their Fever matchups to larger arenas. See the pattern? These teams aren't just upgrading venues at random, they're doing it specifically for games featuring Caitlyn Clark.
Caitlyn Clark and Fever games getting moved to bigger venues on the road is normal at this point in time. We see it happen quite often whenever that Fever show comes to town. But in this case, it is interesting considering the opponent and considering the venue.
The social media reaction says it all. Many fans are frustrated that only games featuring Caitlyn Clark are getting the venue upgrade, implying that Angel Reese's drawing power isn't seen as strong enough to justify the same move. Some have been especially vocal about this perceived gap in star power, arguing that if Reese were truly as popular as Clark, more of her games would be relocated to bigger arenas as well.
My goodness. America's team versus the team who has the person who is the scourge of society. Oh, God. Oh, man. Quote, they watch for me, too. Barbie night? Which one is Barbie night? You got to think one of the two is going to be Barbie night, right? Look at this. Laughing my ass off. Caitlyn is really giving every single team a fundraising game. I am weak. My GOAT is simply different.
What makes this situation especially awkward is how it directly contradicts the narrative Angel Reese pushed all last season. She repeatedly positioned herself as an equal draw to Clark, insisting that people were tuning into women's basketball because of her too. But actions speak louder than words, and the Sky's decision to move only Clark's games to the United Center sends a clear message about who's actually filling seats.
We'll be moving to the United Center. So that's significant in the sense of it will be the first games ever played by WNBA teams in the United Center. The games on Saturday, June 7th and Sunday, July 27th. One had a date change, but they will be moving to the largest capacity arena in the NBA. You know, more than double, I believe, what the Sky's typical home arena is able to hold. And of course, I mean, this is a duh for so many reasons.
The real question isn't just why these games are being moved. It's why only these games are being moved. If one of the Sky's own stars truly had the massive drawing power she claims, wouldn't every home game deserve the United Center treatment? If Angel Reese brought the same audience as Caitlyn Clark, there wouldn't be a need for selective upgrades. The demand would speak for itself.
Yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
While Angel Reese has been busy claiming she's just as responsible for the WNBA's growth, the Turnstiles have been quietly keeping score. Now it's time to see if the numbers support her bold statements or if they paint a completely different picture.
They will say this is because of Angel Reese. They can't say this because of Angel Reese, because for the simple fact, a lot of their games would have moved to bigger arenas if that was the case. They can't not say this. I know people want it, and I know people be mad about this, bro. Y'all shouldn't be mad about this, bro. This is just the reality of the situation. You're not a hater. You're not none of that. If you say Angel's not as big as Caitlyn, because she's not, guys. That's the reality of it all, bro.
If Angel truly had the same star power, wouldn't the Sky be rushing to move all their home games to the United Center? Wouldn't every matchup featuring Reese be a guaranteed sellout? Logic suggests that if her claims matched reality, we'd be seeing the same demand, but the numbers tell a different story.
Last year, the Indiana Fever were in Chicago, and a lot of us were asking, why aren't they putting this in the big arena? Are they really that stubborn that they're ready to just turn away dollars just for a narrative? Seems as if they got their end of their year report, looked at the bottom line and said, you know what? Slam shut. In 2025, we're going to be in the United States.
Last season's numbers paint a crystal clear picture. The Indiana Fever shattered the WNBA's single-season home attendance record, drawing over 341,000 fans in 2024. That's a staggering 36% increase over the previous record, which had stood since the New York Liberty set it back in 2001. This wasn't just incremental growth, it was a seismic shift in how many people were willing to pay to watch women's basketball.
And the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history. Clarkonomics, my friend!
The real eye-opener comes when you look at the biggest crowds. The Fever surpassed the 20,000 fan mark 3 different times during the 2024 season. The Sky, with Angel Reese on their roster, didn't hit that milestone even once. In fact, Chicago's current attendance record wasn't even set during Angel's rookie year. It dates back to 2016, when over 16,000 fans watched them face the LA Sparks. That was long before Angel had even stepped onto a college court.
Guys, I'm telling you, when Caitlyn Clark comes to town, put it in the big arena because she is box office and it is going to be big money. Big, full. Not even just the ticket sales, merchandise sales, concession stands, parking. Dude, they are racking in money from every area when Caitlyn Clark comes to town. So, of course, the Chicago Sky... Oh, fine. I guess I'll milk that well until it's...
The disparity becomes even clearer when you look at head-to-head matchups. When Clark and Reese faced off last season, ticket prices didn't just rise, they skyrocketed, with some reselling for thousands of dollars as fans scrambled to witness the rivalry in person. But games featuring just Reese without the Clark factor didn't generate nearly the same demand or urgency in the secondary market. In fact, Sky home games for next season can still be found at bargain bin prices, while Fever home games have been sold out for months.
A very thin line between hate and facts. And what I believe to be the case is that there was incremental growth in the WNBA comparatively to the exponential growth we are seeing now. What I'm about to tell y'all I haven't heard before, so I doubt you have either. Before the 2023 season, the WNBA had grown by 40% viewership from 2022 to 2023. But with Caitlyn Clark's arrival, it's grown by 400% viewership. What that means...
Even more telling is the attendance gap. Angels games averaged around 9,000 fans last season, roughly half of the Indiana Fever's average of 17,000. The WNBA saw attendance nearly double specifically when Clark was playing, and the Fever drew 36% more fans on the road than any other team in the league. Even the WNBA itself acknowledged that more than a quarter of last season's revenue could be attributed to Caitlyn Clark. That's not just star power. That's a league-altering, venue-changing influence that can't be denied, no matter how often someone claims to be the reason for women's basketball's newfound popularity.
Yeah, let's tell you about Caitlyn Clark.
Yeah.
Caitlyn Clark has brought so many eyes to women's basketball that it's amazing. A dude named Acho, I forgot his first name, is something Acho.
Emmanuel Acho.
Yeah. He showed how in 5 days before the draft, she made the WNBA more money than they would have made in the next 5 years without her.
This isn't about diminishing Angel's talent or contributions. She has her own following. But when someone publicly claims to be an equal draw to a player who is clearly bringing in twice the audience, the numbers speak for themselves. It's an unavoidable reality check. There's a big difference between saying you're bringing fans to the arena and actually filling those seats.
Again, as of right now, to my knowledge, that what I've seen, no other Angel Reese games have been moved due to potential attendance for said game. I mean, I'm just pointing that out. I'm not sure if you're allowed to. I've been told, Angel Reese told us it was because of her too. They're coming because of me. Are they? Are they really?
The Sky aren't playing favorites, they're playing business. When one player consistently draws thousands more fans than another, venue decisions become straightforward. At the end of the day, basketball franchises are businesses, and businesses follow the money. Right now, the money is following Caitlyn Clark in numbers too big to ignore or dismiss with confident press conference statements.
I don't see other teams doing this for other players. They're doing it for Caitlyn Clark because they know Caitlyn Clark is bringing the bacon. She's bringing the bacon, but this is great.
That money trail isn't just leading to Chicago's United Center, it's reshaping the entire WNBA landscape. What first seemed like an isolated business decision by the Sky has quickly become part of a league-wide transformation, all centered around one player's unmatched drawing power. Teams aren't upgrading venues out of generosity. They're responding to an economic force they simply can't ignore.
CC hype is real. Is this the Caitlyn or Angel effect? Stop it. Caitlyn Clark effect. GOAT. Let's go see what the Fever fans got to say. I mean, seriously, the Angel Reese effect. Sarcasm. Every venue CC plays in, the Caitlyn Clark effect.
The domino effect is spreading faster than anyone expected. The Washington Mystics didn't just stick with their usual arena for Fever matchups. They moved to Baltimore's CFG Bank Arena, which holds nearly 15,000 fans, the Connecticut Sun. They left their traditional home court for the iconic TD Garden in Boston, where the Celtics play. This isn't a coincidence. It's a calculated response to unprecedented demand. What makes it even more interesting is that Caitlyn Clark actually predicted this venue shift nearly a year ago. After one of her games, she casually mentioned,
"I'm surprised we're not playing at the United Center. I thought that would have been really good for the game and really good for all the women's basketball fans in Chicago. So maybe there's a conflict of some sort that I don't know about. Obviously, that's a little above my pay grade. But we're excited, you know.
No complaints, no demands, just a simple observation about what could help grow women's basketball. Fast forward, and Caitlyn Clark's casual suggestion has become reality in multiple cities. The financial impact is staggering. The United Center games aren't just about prestige. They're worth an estimated $4 million in additional revenue compared to staying at Wintrust Arena. That's not pocket change for a league that has long struggled with profitability. $4 million from just 2 games. Let that sink in.
Remember, the Washington Mystics also moved 2 of their games yesterday, too. I wonder if those were Angel Reese games. Oh, they weren't. They weren't Angel Reese games. They were Indiana Fever games. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't do it.
When league executives see these numbers, they're not looking at a passing trend. They're seeing a sustainable business opportunity. Franchises that have spent years operating on tight margins suddenly have a clear path to financial growth. The question isn't whether they should capitalize on Clark's drawing power. It's how fast they can secure larger venues before someone else does. Meanwhile, Angel Reese's off-court ventures tell a different story. Her participation in the unrivaled 3x3 league didn't exactly set viewership records on fire. In fact, reports suggest she barely moved the needle. The contrast couldn't be clearer. While Clark's mere presence is forcing venue upgrades across multiple cities, Reese's star power hasn't translated into the same level of commercial success.
She is just not a needle mover like Caitlyn Clark is. Now, is she a great player? Yes, she is phenomenal. But she is not Caitlyn Clark. She's not even nowhere near on Caitlyn level. She's not on her level financially. She's not on her level impact-wise, and she damn sure ain't on her level on the basketball court, because we seen that happen last year when Caitlyn won Rookie of the Year. Like, it's okay, bro. It is okay for her to be second fiddle.
Fan reactions to these venue changes have been predictably split. Clark supporters point to the undeniable economics, while Reese defenders argue favoritism. One viral tweet summed up the debate. Funny how they never moved Angels games to bigger arenas when she was breaking records, but the minute Clark comes to town, suddenly they need 20,000 seats. Of course, that tweet overlooked a crucial point. It's ticket demand, not record-breaking, that drives these decisions. Another fan clapped back. Maybe if Angels spent less time worrying about attention and more time developing a reliable jump shot, she wouldn't have to worry about venue sizes, ouch. But perhaps the most telling comment came from a longtime Chicago fan. I've been a Sky fan for years, but couldn't get tickets to the Fever games last season. Now, with the United Center, I finally can. How is giving more fans access to women's basketball a bad thing?
Bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away.
Let's be real. This move to the United Center isn't a slight against Angel Reese. It's just business. The economics of women's basketball are finally aligning with what fans have been supporting with their wallets and attention all along. Social media is buzzing, and the reactions only confirm what's already clear. This venue change is a direct acknowledgement of Clark's undeniable star power. While Angel continues to position herself as an equal draw, Caitlyn simply lets her game do the talking. Basketball experts are echoing what many fans already believe. Angel would be better off embracing the league's competitive nature and focusing on elevating her game rather than drawing comparisons. The real question isn't whether people watch for Angel too, it's whether she'll use this as motivation to improve or as fuel for complaints. Sometimes the hardest truth to accept is the one staring back at you in box scores and attendance numbers. Do you agree? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss an update. Click the video on your screen and we'll see you in the next one.